okay, so let me get this straight. You're asking if
Yeah.
somebody who you don't talk to hits you up and is like, "I know we're not talking."
Right, like that's how it was sent. Like, I know we're not talking, but such and such and such, and it's just so weird. I don't know. That's such to me. It's such a like childish thing to say because it's like who controls whether people are talking or not, right? It's literally, like a friendship or anything like that between two people, between y'all two people. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it's like it's up to y'all to define those things, right? And it's like to me, not talking to someone means that you're not fucking with them. Like you're not, you avoiding them and you don't care for them. You don't, right? So
Yeah.
like, you know, I don't know. I guess at this point in my life, there's a lot of people I care about, but I don't talk to, and I haven't spoke to for a minute. And it's just like that sometimes.
Yeah. The people are adults, We are all busy.
Right, exactly.
Life stuff is happening. Oh man.
Anyway,
So,
it
uh
was fun. Funny
we
stuff. How about you? Do you have a question of the day?
no. I have no questions.
Mhm.
Not right now. Maybe not that I could think of. Gingerbread, my cat, is next to me. I feel like I should give her credit. She's always here when I do the pod.
Gingerbread's always there.
Yeah, she's always lurking over and just.
Oh, my speaking of cats, my dad got a cat, man.
Oh yeah.
It's hilarious because he's allergic to them.
Oh.
But so check this out. It's a stray cat.
Aw.
Yeah, so they were apparently all cats are stray cats unless you buy it. I don't know. That makes
Technically, I think
sense.
that's the. I think that is the rule. Actually, my cats.
Technically,
My cats
why?
are strays. I think. Like
Really?
my girlfriend found them in Texas and took them in.
Oh, right, right, right. They were. Yeah, she found them in Texas. Yeah, you got Texas cats,
Yeah.
Texan cats. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
They're very sweet. They're very sweet cats. They're very well behaved, and although one of the gingerbread is like scared of everything in the world, she's got anxiety out the wazoo.
Yeah, yeah. I know somebody out in Texas actually, and she had some cats that she took in as strays, and as of right now, they're strays again.
Yeah. Aw.
Actually, the lore behind that, though, right, is that I actually thought for a chance that maybe Donna. What? You can't do that. If you don't get, it's not a trial.
No what?
Anyway, I thought what I had thought for a moment that the cats that the person I know from Texas that they abandoned was the cats that Donna found, which would have been crazy. But
That would be very cool.
I don't believe that is the case though.
No.
You never sent. Well, maybe you could send me two pictures of the cats. Now I'll show it to my friend, and she'll see. I think she knows what the cats look like.
Yeah, that would be very coincidental. They didn't know each other, so I feel like it's unlikely. No, yes
Yeah,
indeed.
the timeline was there. She was in Texas when that happened.
Hmm.
Just saying. Just saying.
Oh.
So let's switch gears. What's the artist? What's a musical artist that you fuck with now and listen to? But at one point you was like, nah, I don't fuck with them.
Wow. Ah, man. That's interesting.
See, I know it's not as easy of a question for you because you're not a hater, but I need you to try anyway.
Wow. I know. I'm sure it's happened, and I'm trying to like think.
You? Oh, Nikki says Cardi B.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah, for
fair.
her, for herself.
I feel that.
I'll give you one, Migos.
The Migos, yeah.
Yeah, which is so unfortunate because now that it's only two of them, I
Ah, yeah.
tolerate them.
I forgot.
All it took was one song.
Yeah. Which one?
Okay, you know, what's your favorite rapper with the name Lil? And which one actress?
Yo, all right. So, since you can't provide an answer for that, I'll talk about something different. So, I came across this video on YouTube a few days ago where it was this black guy. He went out to Arkansas and it's a pretty racist town out there. I forget the name of it. I
Yeah.
mean, you
I was
know,
just
there's so
thinking.
many of them.
I was just thinking. It's like, wow, that's
It's
pretty.
apparently the most racist town in America,
Yeah, I
per
would
se.
imagine. It's
But they clearly have not. Well, I don't know. I don't really have a comment on that. Anyway, this guy there. He's like a super racist in the most. And I'll choose my words carefully, but in the most palatable way possible. He is a super racist. What I mean by that is he he's fucking hilarious. And I don't know if he's trying to be funny or if he's just so ignorant. Like the racist jokes he got sound like some shit you heard like back in middle school.
Yeah, sometimes that shit is just like
Yeah.
it's like so ignorant that you're like, are you doing a bit? Is this
Is this
okay?
a bit? Yeah, right. Like is this yo, so the guy interviewing him is like it's so weird because he's like entertaining the bullshit, but he's like fake trolling him basically
Mm-hmm.
to get content out of him, which in my opinion is very dangerous. I hope he has some guns with him or something, but that's neither here nor there, I suppose. Anyway, this guy's like all of the racist shit he's saying, it's like so old school and classical in the worst ways, but nonetheless classical to American culture. Like I know I done heard shit like this. I done heard shit like this, and I ain't proud to say it, but I done heard shit like this upstate. Like from people, like
Yeah.
cracking jokes, thinking that shit was funny. But anyway, yeah, yo, he there was a few like takeaway lines, but I can't remember all of them for right now on the spot. No, I don't want to repeat that. But that was one of the I didn't like that. It was just the jokes he had. He all right, so one of the things he was like, who's your favorite rapper with the name Lil in front of their name? Like for example, Lil Wayne or
Oh my god,
uh
I think I seen that video. I didn't watch it all the way through because I was just like swiping through
yeah, it's
TikTok,
crazy.
but I never watched
Oh,
it. Like it was one of those things that I just skipped while I was like scrolling through TikTok.
not gonna lie, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, I didn't
Pretty
see it at
funny.
all, but
I'll
I
send it to
remember
you.
that. I remember that question.
But anyway, so he asked him that. He asked who's your favorite rapper with the name Lil in front of it. And then he paused for a moment and he said, which one of them died most recently? Like,
Jesus.
goddamn. Goddamn. There was a bunch of other stuff. I'm not gonna say I encourage this, but it's something.
It is indeed something.
The crazy thing is, you know why it's funny? And I'm gonna make an actual talking point out of this, right? It's because he himself, that one person, that nigga, that silly ass, goofy ass, racist nigga, ain't really harming nobody. See, when people think about racism in this country, usually that's the shit that comes to their mind. An ignorant ass, fucking hillbilly ass white person that fucks his cousin. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And best believe he fucks his cousin. Ain't no other bitches out there, bro. I could see
That's scientifically,
that was his
you
sister,
know.
and he was fucking her, bro. He he lived with his family members, and he probably had sex with all of them that are female.
Mhm.
Anyway, he's not harmful to anybody. Like, unless he goes up to a black person and like threatens to shoot them or something, obviously. But like, he's not. He himself is not oppressing anybody. He's just a dickhead. He's just mad that he's out in this bumfuck ass town that other rich white people don't give a fuck about him or his people.
Yeah, they like it, right?
He said, yeah, the dude asked him if he ever been to the hood. And he said, yeah, didn't like it much. I fucking bet.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That
Yeah.
tracks. It seems in
But
character.
yeah, right. But anyway, racism isn't. I brought this up, I think, in the podcast a couple weeks ago. But racism isn't about how someone treats another person behavior-wise. It's a systemic. It's systemic.
Mhm.
Racism is always systemic. Otherwise, it's just prejudice or hurting somebody's feelings.
Yeah.
He's not oppressing anybody, but he benefits from from white supremacy. At least he has a home that he can sell if he wanted to, and some land. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I could see. I'm gonna check it out after the show because I don't know this guy at all.
Yeah, he was riding around with the dude in the car, and he thought that he asked, he was like, "Yo, like, are people gonna think that you're in danger?" And he basically was like, "Bro, they're gonna think that you in trouble riding around with me." And I don't know.
Hey, at least he's honest. I feel like he's self-aware. I maybe he's doing it for the bit, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. I thought like he was going so hard, like the shit he was saying was so ridiculous. It was hard for me to take him serious. But then there were other moments he would say stuff in such a way that I'd be like, "Oh nah, this nigga really is ignorant."
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, they started talking about the KKK, like not super hardcore in depth or not in depth, but like he just mentioned, like he just was talking about it, and it was so matter of fact to him, so like regular. He said that the KKK wasn't racist. He said it depends on which organization.
Oh, that's crazy.
And that was when at that point I was like, I don't know if how serious I should be.
Like, you did it again. I don't know if it's real.
Right? Yeah. Well, find out for yourselves. Look up old racist white guy from Arkansas. Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. You watched a YouTube show called. You watched the you know who Folding Ideas is?
Yes.
You told me that.
I do know.
Did you watch the Doug Walker video?
Yes. I watched it a couple
How did you feel about that video?
You know what's funny is that like the Nostalgia Critic was like a thing I was into when I was younger, and I've grown out of it a long time ago.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, long. Oh my god! So I guess we released this a couple days after the pod, so this ain't spoilers, but we were supposed to do this really cool what's the word I'm looking for? This not a bit, but a segment called canon events. Like,
yeah.
based on the Spider-Man 2 movie, because of the meme I've been seeing. That shit was so funny. There's a canon event, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, it's a canon event. You can't interfere.
Avatar?
No, I said
I actually seen the second half of it. I died. Sorry, bro.
Oh, wait, what?
Nikki just asked me a question.
Oh.
But yeah, so one of the all right. So are we gonna still do it since Brian isn't?
We gotta wait for Brian, and also I haven't really thought of it.
We're gonna wait for Brian. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
maybe we could save it for next week.
Definitely.
But one I was gonna mention. For me, I'll mention it now and come up with other shit. How about that?
Yeah.
Well, I'll explain on it more next week when we actually do it. But one of the canon moments is going to be the super dip, right?
Oh yeah.
And but what that made me think about, right? Bringing it back to what we just mentioned with Doug Walker was like, we used to watch shit like not nostalgia. Well, yeah, Nostalgia Critic, yeah. But remember those movie trailers. We used to the fake movie trailers where they would like go in.
Oh, Honest Trailers. They still do those.
Honest Trailers, yeah. Yo, and it's like I don't think that's gotten whacked.
I don't think
You
so
know
either. I think that's like evergreen, kind of.
what's
Like
that?
nostalgia, it's you could keep doing it forever.
Yeah,
It's like not timely. You know what it is with like Nostalgia Critic is very early internet type content. It's like when the internet, like making content on the internet was like becoming and forming. Like nobody know how to do it. Almost, it's almost like caveman times for the internet.
yeah. Those are the pioneering days.
For real.
Oh, I've been rolling up, bro. I'm slacking.
Uh,
Lacking is slacking.
yeah, but no, I was a big fan of those guys, and like I think they still do it. And I feel like they're just like the internet has just become so much more like positive almost in that sense of like making content creation. Sure, there's like people who still like rant about shit they hate, but I think a lot of
Yeah.
people really like just talking about things they like now, which is better.
So I brought it up specifically because it was all right. So I thought that was a really important video because it was bigger than just Doug Walker. I think what it expressed was that you know just because all right, this is not my biggest takeaway, but this is the takeaway I wanted to bring up to you, right? Where just because you're like doing comedy or you're making something funny, oh, thank you, Nicole, doesn't mean you can't be critiqued. And it doesn't mean that like you're exempt and immune to people criticizing you, even though you're just cracking jokes.
Mm-hmm.
I remember now I know this isn't exactly what you were saying a while ago, but I remember we had a conversation about how you felt about people, critiquing comedians and that like, you can't it's hard to draw a line or something like that. Do you remember the
I would say
conversation we
no.
had?
I think like what I was saying is that like there's like comics, who have like regardless of whether they were funny or not, and I don't think like that's up for debate. It's either you're funny or you're not. But there are like certain folks that are like didn't get like a certain gig or were like fired for something because of something they said. And I don't think that's the thing I was saying. Is like jokes
Mm,
are like highly experimental whenever you do them.
yeah.
So it's like tough to like take people down within reason. I mean, there's obviously lines of how irresponsible you're really being.
Yeah.
But
That's kind of the key.
like when you just like do comedy and you like trying stuff out, it's just part of the process is just saying things and seeing how they read, and that's your responsibility as a comic to adjust and to have enough humility to be like, oh, that didn't work. Let me see if I can communicate my idea in a better way.
Hmm.
And a lot of people don't do that. That's a lot of like there's a lot of angry comics out there that are just like cancel culture, and they blame that
Yeah.
as their reason for not succeeding in any particular way. But I think like a good comic is just like always thinking, even if like what they're saying may be like risque, the best way to think about it is just how to communicate the idea that you're trying to say
Mhm.
in a way that's like not harmful, you know. But sometimes you don't always get it right, and with
Yeah.
comics.
Yeah, we're humans. We're not perfect, and it's comedy, so it's like you're trying to make people laugh,
Yeah,
and you have to draw off of real life experiences, and real life experiences aren't always
yeah. I don't
super
think
fun and
comics are.
positive.
Yeah, I
Real
don't.
life, especially in this country under these conditions, and in other other problematic places around the world, life
Mhm.
ain't sweet. And talking about only the good stuff is not always. You got to be able to make light and make jokes
Mhm.
of the tough times. So I get that concept.
Yeah.
Like that's and I fully support and all that.
Mhm.
But bringing it back to the video, right? With why I thought that Folding Ideas video was so important is because with Doug, it was funny to us for a specific reason, right? And that reason was that we were ignorant. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that because we were kids, we were teenagers. You feel me?
You
And
know what's
young
funny?
adults
Wait,
just
because
learning about the world.
that video that he was critiquing of Doug's is like more of a recent one. I've never seen. I like that was way beyond
Yeah.
from when I was watching Doug.
Right, right, right. Well, that was that. Well, that's to show that he basically never grew up past that point.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of that's just a marker of his own personal growth, but it's or lack thereof.
Yeah.
And but even just as comedy in general, it was all it was always just from his specific perspective. And in us as young people, we don't you only know so much about the world. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So a lot of the shit that he joked about was such a surface base level understanding of
Mm-hmm.
the things he was actually joking about. And that's why he, I guess, fell off because people started learning about the world and about people, and they realized that this dude was talking about nonsense.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
wall that wall parody was levels beyond that though. It was more than just like corny. It was actually harmful.
Yeah, it was just a misunderstanding of what he was parodying, which is
A super mis
which is a
beyond a mis
problem when you're
but that's the point I'm making. More than just a misunderstanding. He like he felt no responsibility.
yeah.
Right? With what you were talking about earlier, is like as a comedian, you still have responsibility to that. You can't just say, "Well, I'm cracking jokes, LOL." Like, relax.
Yeah.
It's just a joke. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of weight behind the things we say. And um, the dude Fulton, I forget his name,
Dan.
Dan. He said something towards the beginning of the video that that stood out to me, which is that you can't make a critique of something like this. Like you can't make a parody or anything of something like The Wall without leaving a lot of yourself out there.
Mhm.
Meaning you can say all you want that, oh, this is just a joke, I don't really feel this way, but the things that you choose to parody and the points that like it exposes you. You know what I'm saying? The things that you decided to make fun of and the things that you showed that you didn't understand. You know what I mean? It shows how you think. So
Mhm.
we could call it jokes all we want, but it's clear that he was ignorant
No, yeah,
and
sure.
didn't really look into what that movie was all about. And I feel like that's what a lot of the early internet culture was like. This whole LOL, this shit is stupid because I don't really get it. Let's just laugh about it.
Mhm.
And I'm glad. I'm glad most of us grew out of that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. There's like I want to send you a video because there's this lady who like does a deep dive of this cuz like Doug stopped doing the Nostalgia Critic for a while and he tried to do his own thing and he did this mini series. Not mini series. He wanted to make it like a real thing, like a narrative sitcom type of show. And he never really could get it off the ground. He only did one season of it and then he went back to doing the Nostalgia Critic. And there's this
Yeah.
like woman who goes back and revisits that period and it's actually kind of like crazy. Like it puts him into perspective where he wasn't like his like dream project kind of failed and he had to go back to doing
Yeah.
like the thing that he was trying to get away from.
Yeah.
Kind of like a tragic thing, man.
Yeah, it is sad. I don't wish I wish the best for him. I don't think he's this horrible person.
No.
I think what he did was ignorant
Yeah,
and
I don't watch his stuff, but
didn't really help society
yeah,
in that video, but I don't think there's anything wrong with his actual content.
yeah, I mean, he's just a guy who was trying to make sketches online and like the reviews that he makes are just a conduit for just writing jokes and performing jokes is what I feel. Like I don't think I think like only a small part of him is like seriously trying to critique things regularly. I think he's just trying to
Yeah.
be funny. And,
Yeah,
and
I
whether he is or
agree with
not
that.
is like whatever. It doesn't really matter. But I think Doug is an interesting guy. And to his credit, I think like there's like a lot of evidence of him being a good sport when people shit on him. You know, like
Yeah.
he doesn't get angry at like people who dislike his content or whatever. But he's not like vindictive or anything. He seems like he himself seems like an okay guy. But
That's cool.
yeah, I don't know. I agree with you. I think like that video was just bad. Although I don't have like a super connection to the wall, so I wouldn't have known either way.
No, well, I learned about all of that. I didn't even know that the Doug Walker's Wall parody version existed before watching that video. It was nice.
mhm.
It was such a well done video because of how he structured it.
Yeah, I watched
That's
it
I
like a
think
bunch of
the
times
golden
actually.
ideas. Yo, yeah, I've watched it more. I've watched a few of his videos more than once. I don't know which one's my favorite. It's between the Flat Earth one and the Doug Walker one. The
Mm.
Doug Walker one is funnier to me because there's moments when when he says it's cringe, it's fucking cringe.
Yeah. Well, folding ideas used to like work for him. Like when he
Are
had
you
that site.
serious?
Yeah. When he well,
Oh shit,
Channel
man!
Awesome. I'll say
Wow.
this: like the thing that Doug built was just such a weird, like important thing for the internet. His one lasting achievement is that he paved the way for a lot of creators in
Yeah.
in his own inept way. he made
Yeah, that's why it's hard to give somebody credit for that. It's you only I feel like we have to give them credit on just a very surface level, like their name in the credits type shit. Not like I don't think he pioneered
no,
a
no, he didn't.
generation.
But
I think he just was in that right spot and
yeah, he
had
had this
help from
website.
people, and naturally those people are allowed to do other things because he was one of the only, you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah, he was one of the first to
reputable
do it. He was one of the first
YouTube.
guys there.
Yeah, yeah, him alongside like College Humor and
Yeah.
oh, do you know some more news? Do you follow them?
No, I don't follow them.
Oh, well, the host is a guy that used to be on College Humor,
Mm.
and I remember that was a big. They got corny fast though, but I remember that was a
I mean, like old
big.
internet stuff is like weird. I mean,
Yeah,
because we
it's
were also all
like
children when it came
Smosh
out.
videos.
We were all also children. I don't really like look back too hard on that, because it's like we were
Yeah, I mean, I'm
kids
not judging myself.
and
Like I
everybody
was
was
a kid.
like a goofball back then, and this was the way to
Everyone.
get people. And it's funny because this is like the time before you could make money off YouTube. It's just guys making things.
Yeah, it was so pure.
Yeah, it was like the dawn of man almost.
Yo, remember Tight Pants Man?
Yeah. I made for those.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Josh and
What?
a few others made sketches in high school. One of them was Skinny Jeans Boy with my buddy who was.
Jeez, boy.
Yeah, it was a good time. Those were good times. That was when I was the real auteur. That's when I was really making art.
That was yeah. That was grassroots right there,
For real.
man. That is
And
there
like
other
all
words for it?
grassroots movements, nobody gave a shit. I remember
Yeah.
when me and Josh were like the leaders of the only remaining clubs by the end of the school year that were active.
Yeah.
And we had this one night where we were all showing our stuff. And we had like a whole I just like aired all the sketches in I think
They
the
thought it was funny. I think we had a good. I don't know. I wasn't there the whole evening in that room, but I remember at one point I went in there and there was a bunch of people watching shit and laughing.
No, I know. I was well, no, but no, dude, nobody came in. Nobody was there. I was there the whole night.
Somebody came in. No, there was a group of us for at least
Our
a
buddies
two
that
or
made
three of
it
the sketches.
are
Huh?
are the people who made it with us because
Nah, I
the dance
remember.
club was like doing a
It was a
performance,
few,
so everybody was up there.
if you say so.
Yeah, I remember. I'll never forget.
Yeah, that was a club showcase, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun that night.
It
That
was
was
fun.
cool.
No, I'm not saying it wasn't
I don't
fun.
even know what we did for the video game. I guess we were just there, like
Playing video games, dude.
with games. Yeah, like no, for the showcase.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what you guys did. I know you were there though.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that was really cool, man. I think about that all the time. That I didn't mean, we didn't mean, like, it's not like I had this whole thought in my mind, like, yo, I want to create clubs in this school. It literally just started from us being fiended out to play video games after like in Mr. Moynihan's class.
yeah.
And then like people started like it started growing and growing. And then Mr. Moynihan told me one day, he was like, "Hey, like, the principal wants to talk to us about like possibly making this like a like an actual thing." And like out of fucking nowhere, Chris. And then that's when I remember sitting down and then Oh, who else was there? You know who else was in that? Who in there with me? It was me, Mr. Moynihan, and Taekwon. Do you remember
Yeah, I
Taekwon?
remember Taekwon.
Yeah, yeah, he was really good. He was really good. Drawer, man. He's a brilliant artist, yo.
He's an architect
He
now, isn't he?
still does art to this day. Shout out to him, yo. He does that for work.
Yeah, isn't he an
He's
architect?
awesome, man. Yeah, he is. I don't know if he's
Oh,
an
he was for a
architect per
time.
se, but I think he's done work like
He
that.
did
I'd
something
have to
like
ask
that.
him. But he's into he does like artwork on for shirts for the city, architecture stuff. He's dope, man.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him. As a
Yeah, he was
fellow West
always a good
Side
guy.
alum. Huh?
He was always a good guy.
Yeah, word up. But anyway, yeah, he was in the principal's office and they was talking about like funding and talking about how they wanted to like bring a couple of clubs, like not just, and that's how it was born. And I didn't think like it wasn't until like after the fact, like I remember at graduation I got this award. I got this certificate for community excellence or something like that. And I was completely shocked. I didn't know what that shit, I was like, oh, what am I getting called up here for? And they didn't even tell me what it was for until I went back to school to get my report card. And they was like, no, that was for contributing to the clubs.
Yeah. Well,
And yeah, he was like, basically we were the first one and we wouldn't have these clubs if you ain't start that shit. So all of us, man, we all pioneers and they still got clubs at that school to this day.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we should all be proud of ourselves, man.
Oh, definitely. I still have those sketches, I think, but I'll never show them.
I need to watch them next time we
They're too cringe.
No, well, I'm not showing you. No, I definitely don't want a particular video shown.
Oh, you were the bad
But-
guy, right? You were the bad guy in Skinny Jeans Boy.
Yeah, the bad guy.
You're the
in
villain.
Skinny Jeans Boy. Yeah, I really was a villain. I was a very ignorant villain.
Yeah, you were a terrible villain. You were like a bad person.
I'm saying that because it was mad ignorant. It was mad like prejudice.
It was dumb.
That's how I had to act.
Yeah.
I'm
Anyway.
just gonna say it. I had to act like I was Middle Eastern, but like
Oh my
7-Eleven
god,
Middle
I forgot
Eastern.
about that.
You forgot?
I actually forgot the villain, like the specific
Oh
villain
my
here.
god, that's
All
right.
right.
You knew it was bad, but you didn't know why.
Yeah, I knew it
No.
was bad, and I just like, what happened? What do we do?
Yeah, I was I was one of the villains. I was the first villain. I was Skinny Jean Boy origin villain.
Well, we were.
I was the Hulk. I was the Thor's Hulk, bro.
You really were. You know what it is,
What?
man? We were South Park kids, just being edgelords in high school.
Yo. Yes, man. Influenced by South Park.
It was that era, that era comedy where we could just do like reckless shit like that.
Reckless. Yo, yeah, it was fucking hilarious. But you see, that's the problem. Like, as children, it was funny. We didn't really get the implications of doing certain things. I regret it, but I also know that we was kids and it was just funny. And we've grown past that. There are literally people who are my age who acted literally like during that were they're 30 years old now as well, and they're still like, no, you guys are sensitive. We used to think this was funny. And I can't talk to people like that, man.
Yeah.
That is that limited in their like awareness.
Yeah.
Of society and how things change and opinions change on things. Dude, you're so sensitive. The black kids in my school, they don't care when we say racist things, even though there's like 10 of them and like 300 of us. I can't wait to do the canon events, bro. I'm gonna have at least 3.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like that. If I have it my way, that should be a whole nother hour long, like piece to the thing.
I don't even know if I
you
have
a
that
good enough
many.
time with it.
I don't know if I have that many canon events.
Well, I'm hoping that we can just crack a bunch of jokes about the.
Oh, we
What?
will.
What you mean you don't have canon?
I said
It's
that
whatever
many.
You think. It's whatever you feel like. if there was a multiverse,
Yeah.
what things would Chris always like? What is integral to you as a person, like the core,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
Right. As if you were Spider-Man.
No,
He said,
I am Spade.
"Calm down, bro. It's just a canon event."
Yeah. It's a
So let
canon
your dad
event.
die.
You can't. You can't. That was crazy. We didn't really talk about Spider-Verse last week. We got sidetracked by other things.
Oh, really? Yeah, I guess. Well, we still have to wait.
It was
for
great.
Brian and Nora.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, if you haven't seen it by now, you should.
Yeah.
But
Gwen's dad sucked until the end,
yeah,
but he still sucks.
ACAB, bro.
ACAB. Yeah, man. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Sorry about it.
I know you. I know you. You wear the badge so that someone else bad won't. No, motherfucker. That niggas is bad. What you mean? Just because you ain't an asshole doesn't mean you still not oppressing poor people. Fuck out of here. What? That shit had me. I was mad.
I know you were mad in the theater.
I was like,
I know you were pissed at this children's movie.
No,
Just
don't
like,
feel good. I was not tired of the children's movie.
I know you had your arms crossed and everything.
I just shook my head and let it go.
Yeah.
Because it actually was a really. I was all right.
You didn't
no,
turn to your nearest child.
I was surprised. I was really surprised that they did that.
You didn't turn to your nearest child and go, "Hey, Cap."
All cops are bad.
Never forget. I guess like a couple more things before we go, real fast. I do want to. We never. I don't know if we'll have time to talk about the One Piece trailer at some point. Or maybe we shouldn't do it without Brian. But
you said we shouldn't do it without Brian.
Yeah, Brian's not here this week for context. I know we're about 40 minutes into this. But Brian's not here. So, you know what? Okay, I wanted to do this. I wanted to see how it would work if we could put the question corner here. We're not gonna. We have one. I'm gonna start with one question this week, and next week we'll probably do a couple others. But
okay,
I thought it'd be a good idea. This one's from Mike, as usual. Mike B.
What up,
Mike? He says, "What's happening, y'all? I currently listen to the pre-show chat show and loving it, TBH, and would love to listen to more of these in the future. Also,
nice. He likes it.
Yeah. Also,
cool,
shout out to Chris and Brian being Dominican. I didn't know this about y'all before.
Oh, he didn't know they were Dominican?
Josh talks about it at least twice a week.
I mentioned that y'all Dominican every other week.
I was shocked about that one. I feel like Josh sometimes come on and just says something like, he says the word Dominican just because he feels an obligation.
There's a lot of Dominican stuff around me. You guys,
us,
a lot of Dominicans at work.
Anyway,
you know what I'm saying? A lot of Dominican stuff around me.
Well, Mike has also revealed that he is also a fellow Dominican, and he's always hyped to find more of his kinsmen. Que lo que? He's
Dominican too?
Yeah.
He said que lo que?
No, I said that. I said that to him.
Oh.
This is our thing.
But is he diet Dominican like you, or
Probably.
is he like full on?
I don't know.
Like,
Well, you got to write back, Mike, and let us know if you're diet Dominican like us. Are you a gringo?
How many speakers are in your car? That's what'll tell me.
How many subwoofers you got?
How many
subwoofers? Anyway.
Oof.
Okay, so this one's actually directed at me. He says, Chris, how many of the old Shonen Jump magazines do you have still in your possession? Is there any in particular one that is your favorite, and why? For him, it was the August 2004 issue, because that was the issue that that featured a piece of art that Mike submitted to Viz, and they printed it. It was a Shaman King drawing, and the issue had a purple cover with Yo on it.
And he got something submitted?
Yeah, Shonen Jump would do this thing where if you sent them a drawing, they would feature it in the magazine, like the old physical magazines, which is pretty dope, man. I mean, I'll tell you what, I don't have any of them in my possession anymore, because I ran out of space at some point, and honestly, when I did, the digital Shonen Jump was kind of handy in that. Because I didn't have to keep physically stockpiling them in my apartment where we live with my parents. I had a lot though. I was collecting since like 2009 until they stopped printing it. So that would have been a while.
Did you get the very last one?
Huh? Yeah, I think I did get the very last one, and honestly, I should have held on to them. They probably would have been worth a lot.
Yeah, but you didn't know.
I didn't know. I was just a boy. I don't have any of them in my possession. I don't really have a favorite. I was wondering. I remember like the Shonen Jump magazines were so old. Like they would print the Shippuden, like the start of like the Shippuden half of Naruto.
Yeah.
Like started in my lifetime of collecting Jump. So that was
Yeah,
cool.
I remember watching the when like it was probably the first chapter of Shippuden technically.
Mm-hmm.
When they went to go when Naruto and Sakura went to get the bell.
Yeah, when
from
Naruto
Kakashi
came
again.
back and stuff. That was cool. That was always cool. I don't have a particular favorite, I guess. I did I guess like I had the one where they beat Crocodile in because they were printing Alabasta before they skipped all the way to Marineford in the physical copies.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm. So I had like the print version of Luffy beating Crocodile, and I guess that's the one I remember most. It's really cool you had a drawing submitted now. It's fucking sick.
Yeah, you a little jealous, bro?
I am a little jealous, but you know me, I wouldn't have been able to draw. They probably would have burned my drawing if I said I can't draw for shit.
Well, I like your art, bro.
Well, yeah, thank you. Someone has to, I guess. I feel like Viz would have gotten it.
Me and your parents.
Hmm?
Me and your parents.
I don't know if my parents like my art.
Oh shit.
You may be the only one.
You got me, bro. You got me.
Thank you. That's all I need, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All right. There are a couple more questions in this email, but I feel like there's one that's really interesting, and then I'll save it for when Brian comes back. And also, we've been doing the pre-show for a little bit now, so we should probably get started on the real show. But
right.
If you guys have questions and you know you want to send it over to us, send it us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com, and we'll probably use the chat show to kind of read off questions, so we don't have to jam it at the end of the show. It's just a nice way to keep the pre-show going. But all right, well, we'll see you guys at New Jump City then. Peace.
Peace out.